Market crash 2022. All right, fire buddies, I have a confession. I actually don't know when the market is going to crash. And I really don't think anyone can predict market crashes with precision over and over again. Except one man, the famous Michael Burry. If his name sounds vaguely familiar, it's because he's the guy that predicted the 2008 housing and stock market crash, was able to make a lot of money off of it, and was the inspiration behind the movie The Big Short. And he has since continued to make predictions. He has predicted multiple times from 2019 to 21 that the market was going to crash. And after April of 2020, the market has not crashed. In fact, from April 2020 till now, the S&P 500 is up a whopping 90% from the bottom of the March 2020 mini recession. So if you listened to him, you would have missed out on some very serious gains. Remember, even a broken clock tells the right time twice a day. In 2021 alone, there were 70 all-time highs, meaning that 1 in every 4 days the stock market was open, a record high was hit. While I don't know exactly when it will happen, I do know, just like you probably know, that at some point the market will crash again. Most folks will see at least 3 to 4 serious market crashes throughout the course of their working lifetimes. This is the normal part of investing, and today I want to help you gain some knowledge so you will be prepared when it happens. So before we begin, let me tell you about my background. My mother was a sweatshop worker and my dad was a cook. The main finance lessons I've learned from them was to never have bad debt, to live below my means, and to get a good job, which has helped me so far, but it's only part of the picture for financial success. The critical missing part, and it is a giant one, was how to invest smartly. I've been a physician investor since 2012, and while I haven't personally been invested through a prolonged market crash like 2008 or the dot-com bust, I have been studying finances ever since I've started getting a paycheck. And just like how an oncologist doesn't necessarily need to have personally experienced cancer to treat cancer, investors who haven't yet to experience a long serious crash can still become savvy and be prepared because we have some serious skin in the game. I personally have about 90% of my own net worth and life savings invested in the stock market, so it would definitely behoove me to study this because my financial life depends on it. I am my own personal financial advisor, and you can definitely take control and be your own financial advisor as well. It isn't hard, it just takes some learning. And because I make good money with my day job, I have the flexibility and freedom and motivation to put out good financial education to help lift others up as a hobby. Since I don't have any sponsorships, I won't sell you any services that you don't need or have you opening any accounts that are not absolutely critical to your success. I won't even include a Robinhood link because I don't believe that's the first move for your financial success. Nothing against Robinhood. I think they did some really great work by getting people energized about investing and by pressuring big name brokerages to eliminate trade fees, which was truly revolutionary. But again, a Robinhood account generally isn't the main move. For full transparency, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so that I can finally get some revenue from YouTube itself. As you can tell, I am far from that, so the only way for me to get there is to be genuine to you, to provide good value to you for your benefit with financial education. It is definitely not to convince you about random stocks that may or may not go to the moon, and I don't promote stock market as a personal casino. It's not helpful to you. It won't make me happy to push something speculative. I don't have any get-rich-quick schemes, but I can let you know how to build wealth slowly and consistently. I love YouTube because if you think I can help you with your finances and you want to be a better version of yourself, you can watch my stuff. And if you aren't ready to improve your health, that's okay. I won't make a follow-up appointment for you, which is totally different from my day job. I want you to get wealthy and to live a rich life. And that would make me feel like I'm making a positive impact on the world. Abundance mindset. Wealth is out there for all of us. Sharing my knowledge with you won't take away wealth from me. Now, that you understand my motivation to get you in your best financial shape, let's talk about preparation for an economic downturn. If you've been following the financial news lately, you know that the US has been printing a bunch of money, calling them stimulus checks, and passing them to folks who make a certain income or less, whether they are working and making stuff or not, which dilutes the power of the US dollar. Combined with supply chain problems, clogged shipping ports delaying the movement of consumer goods, this has caused some serious inflation as demand for goods is up and supply is down, which is why you will see banners at Del Taco offering starting wages of $16 to $21 an hour, and you see insane markups at car dealerships. People are worried about a downturn because of concerns that the US Treasury will raise interest rates to curb inflation, making it more expensive for folks to borrow money to buy things, which can decrease demand. The healthy way out of this is to increase supply, but that's going to take a bit of time. So by raising interest rates, the thinking is that it will slow down price increases. But this will affect businesses, as the ability to buy heavy machinery, for example, will become harder if they can't get the funding or if funding is too expensive. When businesses can't grow, job growth is also slow. Right now, it is incredibly advantageous to be an employee. There are 11 million job openings and the unemployment rate is 3.9%. And 4.5 million people quit their jobs in November 2021. And remember, over 4 million people have been quitting each month prior to that. It is totally a worker's market right now, so you have to take advantage. Who knows how long this window of opportunity will last? So what should you be doing right now? I'll be going over 3 steps to not get left behind and 2 steps to get ahead. Let's start with the 3 basic steps to not get behind first. You'll need an emergency fund, at least 3, maybe 6 months worth of expenses in a savings account. 56% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 emergency. You do not want to be in the wrong side of that statistic. Number 2, pay off bad debt with the interest rate over 5% quickly. This will crush you in a recession. Imagine you get laid off and you still have credit card debt growing at 15 to 20% interest that builds faster than you can pay it off. It's going to be hard to unshackle yourself. You need to get rid of this festering wound that's going to consume you if you actually want to get ahead. Number 3, for any investments you already have, assuming they are in a broad market fund or large cap fund in a 401k account or Roth IRA, you need to hold on and keep them invested. Do not exit the market. The only time to exit the market is upon your personal retirement. Trying to time the bottom by exiting completely and re-entering will only get you burned. It is almost impossible to be right once, let alone twice. These are for the long term, and the market rewards the patient, courageous, and wise investor. You need to understand that keeping invested means you believe the economy will be better than it is today when you retire in 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now. You aren't buying hyped up stocks your friends made a bunch of money on, but you are doing your due diligence on learning about the funds you are investing in. Look at technology. Look at what goods and services the average American person has access to today versus 30 years ago, and that will give you an idea of progression in quality of life for the next 30 years. And that is why I like to pick an easy fund like the Total Stock Market Index Fund that has a smattering of every sector of the economy. Now, for the 2 moves to make to get ahead. First, work on your resume. This is the time to use your power in the job market to get what you deserve. Talk to your boss about getting appropriate compensation for for the work that you do. Negotiate your terms. I'll do a video on this specific topic in the future, but the general guidelines are: set up a good time to talk. Do your research on how much you are worth. Talk about the value you bring to the organization and get your boss to be on your side. Avoid bringing in personal finance problems or outside problems to the conversation. So don't mention inflation or how you need money for a security deposit for a new apartment. Focus on your contributions and impact instead. And since the job market is strong for workers, now is the time to jump ship if you aren't able to get what you want. So prepare for interviews and look up different jobs. Studies have shown that switching jobs usually leads to jumps in salaries over your lifetime. Don't wait until you lose a job. Your job does not reward you for loyalty. You will get some small raises here and there, maybe some little benefits thrown at you, but the big jumps will really come when you switch organizations. According to CNBC, for job switches, the jump in pay was 4.3% versus 3.2% for folks who stayed at their jobs for September 2021. Second, start to more aggressively invest when the stock market is dropping. Millionaires are made during recessions. To be able to confidently invest, you have to at least learn the basics of what it means to be investing in the stock market. Practice your emotions. How would you feel if you saw 10 or 20, 30% of your wealth wiped away? How about 50%? Would you believe enough that your wealth will recover by the time you retire? Let's look at 2008. If you had invested at the peak right before the housing crisis, the absolute worst time in September 2007, you would still have tripled your money by today, less than 15 years later. This is your time to learn about investing, to understand why market crashes happen, and to have a job that will allow you to more aggressively invest when the opportunity presents itself. Since you are in the wealth building phase, red means good. Stock market drop means a door has opened up. Don't mind a drop in your net worth today, even though it may seem like thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. It will look tiny in the long run when your net worth is in the hundreds of thousands or millions decades down the line because you held on and invested more today. As the market drops, it is your opportunity to scoop up more assets, more index funds. And because you and I have no idea when rock bottom would hit, you have to consistently and automatically invest. If you wait until what you think is rock bottom, you may miss the boat completely. Sometimes recessions slowly happen over months to years, and you can buy all the way down and back up again. And because you believe the economy will be better decades down the line, you'll be buying low. Sometimes the market crashes fast and hard, like in March 2020. The crazy drop of March 2020 sent stock prices back to what they were in 2017. So if you had listened to the financial news forecast from 2011 to 2017 about how a crash was imminent, the forecasts that were designated to elicit an emotion out of you so that you would click and read more, you would have missed out on years of gains. So to summarize, 3 moves to not getting left behind: 3 to 6 month emergency fund, pay off high interest debt, don't exit the market in your retirement accounts, and 2 moves to get ahead: negotiate a better salary or switch jobs, and aggressively invest a higher portion of your income during the downturns. Easy recipe for success, you just have to automate it. And that's all for today, Fire Buddies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about your plans for the upcoming recession, whenever it may be. What else do you want to learn to prepare? Feel free to subscribe for more financial education. Share this video with someone you like if you enjoyed today's episode. Happy investing, and let's get financially savvy together.